In this video, I'm going to go over my complete story starting as a Walmart cashier, years and years, the challenges, both really external and internal, years of the workforce in retail, in business and offices, what have you, to now, just last year, making my first $100,000. And I got to be honest with you, that was an over 15-year journey. And I'm going to get real with you. I'm going to get real with you in this video today, talking about two major themes that I need you to pay attention to if you're looking to really max out your income this year. I want to welcome you to the video today. My name is Mike. I'm coming to you from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Good morning, or whenever you're watching this video. And hey, if this is the first time that you and I are meeting, what we specialize in here is helping you make money in different side hustles. But I'm going to be real with you, because I think this training today, this video, is just about being real and really honestly telling this story for the first time ever here on the channel. Is I'm trying to just help you make money, whether that be in your side hustle, your full-time hustle, or again, just getting in the right place mentally before you can even dream about making money, whatever the number is for you. If your number this year is 40, 50, 80, maybe it is 100,000 plus, this is a video for you. So definitely let me know in the live chat or the comment section where you're watching from. But hey, if you're in this boat, this is where I was in. I mean, years ago, we're talking about a 15-year journey, a struggle, if I'm honest, a struggle with money and how to find it, how to make money, and ideally how to multiply money. So the reason you're watching this video is to take that shortcut. So it doesn't take you 15 years of doing this on your own, just trial and error and throwing whatever against the wall and seeing what sticks. This is why you're here today. So, I mean, I got to make some money. So let's make some money here. I mean, if you need to make money, you got to earn it. So when I first started trying to make money, it was at a Walmart, folks. I'm from a small town outside of Pittsburgh. Of course, I'm coming to you from Pittsburgh, kind of central Pittsburgh right now. But I was going to school, going to Penn State University, and dude, I just needed money, man. So, I mean, maybe like you, let me know in the comment section, but I mean, any money was good money. My shift was 4 p.m. until 1 a.m. As a 19-year-old, let's say, I was unloading trucks for hours back of Walmart, in my local Walmart. It was like a big thing, right? It was like kind of new to that smaller, town outside of Pittsburgh, like 35 minutes out of the city. Like, oh, it's a new Walmart. It's pretty cool, right? I'm sorting in the back room. I'm in these trucks like over the summer, right? Over the summer when it's perfect weather outside, right? When it's not blazing 85 degrees. And I mean, we always used to think, all right, who's going to throw today? Who's going to throw? I mean, if you've worked at Walmart, you know what this is, especially in the back and receiving. There's going to be one guy in the back of that truck that is pulling that kind of snaked cart into that truck and throwing those items down that line to the other associates to organize them on pallets. That was my job, trying to make money. And a theme that we're going to be talking about in this video today that I need you to lean into and to really think about is attitude. I mean, my attitude was that of, hey, some money is better than nothing. I'm making some money. Yeah. All right. Some money is nice. So, 4 p.m., 1 a.m., you're back there hours and hours working on one, if you're lucky, or for our store, if you had two on a busy day, you're in there throwing the truck, what have you, maybe put the young guy back there. That was my job. And then, listen to this. And then I upgraded to cashier. That is right, folks. Upgrading to cashier. This is like a big thing that I was really trying to push for, ironically enough. So it was better hours. It was less labor intensive. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm feeling this. It's pretty good. But, there were some more pressures with it, we'll say. You got like the impatient customers. You got that line. Everyone's kind of like, staring you down, right, in the line. Let me know if you've ever been a cashier here. I see you guys in the video today. Nick, Jose, thanks for being here, folks. Frankie, Taquim, everyone, I see you in the video today. Appreciate you joining. Let me know where you're watching from. But I mean, it had its own challenges. All right, yeah, product errors, right? Tech errors. You're like the one person, again, you have that whole line like looking at you, and then a product doesn't work, or like the computer doesn't work. And then again, everyone's like staring you down. You can kind of feel it, right? I mean, I don't know about you. Let me know if you're an introvert or an extrovert. Surprisingly enough, I mean, I still kind of am an introvert. I mean, 10x more so at the time. So I had to deal with these like credit card upsells. It was really uncomfortable for me. I'm like, oh, I know you probably don't want to, but we have this Walmart credit card thing, right? But we like had to do it. And of course, there was more professionalism demands, which I was fine with. And I mean, you're just kind of like the face, right? You're the front of the store versus chilling in the back. We were like listening to music in the back, right? Like not really caring. Like, you know, you get to wear the jeans in the back and you're just chilling, right? But my attitude now, because again, we're thinking about attitude. Attitude is one of our themes in this video today. Was at the time, I was thinking, all right, yeah, this is easier. I'm making some money. Cool. You know, summers in between college, right? But I knew it was temporary. Okay. Well, what happens when I asked for more money? So, I mean, you can imagine I'm like a 19-year-old or maybe a 20-year-old after I did this for like 3 summers. Not the first summer, I believe, but I did it for like 3 summers working at this local Walmart. And after doing it for a while, you know, different jobs. I mean, I was unloading the trucks for a couple of summers, then I did, you know, the front end, and I was like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna ask for more money. So I go to my boss and I'm like, hey, I've been working pretty hard, you know, I've been trying to bust my butt. You know, I feel like I'm doing a good job as a cashier. You know, I'm super friendly. I'm always, you know, I'm dressed well, presentable, always on time, rarely call off. And yeah, I think I provide really good customer service. And if you've ever worked at retail, you know this. I mean, let me know if you have, if you ever like asked for more money and how it went. And the manager just gave me kind of a cartoonish response, I'll say, in that he was like, oh, I'm sorry, and said it in kind of a cartoonish, like in jest, joking around voice. Wasn't with any malice, you know, wasn't to be a jerk. I mean, he was a kind of a kidding around kind of manager and guy. So I didn't take offense to that. But the kind of message behind the message was like, hey man, like, look, you know, we're not going to offer you any real more pay than what you're kind of making. And if you are going to make anything, I mean, you know what it is. You got like the little grid performance eval or whatever it is, and you're going to get like what, 5 cents more an hour. Wasn't a fantastic experience. So here is where here's insight number 1 for you, is started to understand the trajectory of money. So I'm thinking, all right, at that point, I got that response, which was, again, kind of comedic, like, hey, I'm sorry. You know, we're not going to offer you any more money, kid. Like, what are you asking for more money? This is Walmart's. And I mean, no hate. I was grinding away, right? I worked in the back, throwing those trucks. I worked on the floor, ICS, Inventory Control Specialist, whatever they call it. Shout outs if you work at Walmart, you'll know what that means. And then cashier. And remember, my attitude, I know that this was temporary. You know, I'm going to Penn State. We'll talk about direction and attitude of, you know, your mental direction and focus. But I mean, I knew it was temporary, but that was really a wake-up call of the trajectory of money. What do I mean by that is think about your current position of whatever you're earning, full-time job, you're doing a couple side hustles, whatever it is. Think about the trajectory of money. All right, if I stay here doing this, what is a trajectory of this career path of the money, right? You know, if I stayed, let's say at Walmart, right? All right, I'm making whatever it is, you know, back then, you know, however many years ago, it's like $7 an hour, whatever it was. Okay, there's department managers, there's whatever they called it, you know, there's assistant managers, and then maybe a co-store manager, et cetera. So that trajectory of money and career would be, all right, well, I could probably get this in X amount of years. That's going to pay this and so on, right? You understand, all right, here's the trajectory of the career and the money. Now, Let's go next level in this. I'm working as a student part-time in the summers. I tried to ask for money, kind of got shut down, kind of started to understand the value of money. And again, the trajectory of money here. So the next step. Now, my next step was, all right, out of college now. Hey, I got my degree. And folks, listen, I'm always want to be real. I always want to be transparent with you when it comes to money. I want to make as much money as possible. I want you to make as much money as possible. We're not afraid to talk about money here and having an abundance of money. Now, having said that, what I mean is you can do any of this that we're talking today with or without a degree. I don't want you to get discouraged. Like, well, Mike, you had it easy. You went to university. I can't do that. That's cool. There's a lot of different ways to go out there and get money and multiply money. I don't want you to be discouraged about that. Keep that in mind. So the next level for me was customer service. Good morning, all. I see you in here again. Rick, Helene, side hustler. So out of college, I was using my customer service degree. That's what not customer service degree. Oh my gosh. My communications degree at Penn State. And again, we'll talk about mental focus and direction, which I frankly did not really have at Penn State at the time. So here I am in a call center. And it is for a healthcare equipment manufacturer. And I am taking upwards of 100 plus inbound calls a day. And I'm doing what's called order entry, which is exactly as thrilling as you're probably thinking in your head. So my job would be to take these calls from companies and or our sales reps and to punch it in the system. And that's good old SAP. Let me know if you've ever used SAP. So I'd be punching the numbers in, and that's it. That was my job. So if I can remember correctly, I was making around $42,000 a year. And this is what, 2011 or so, out of college. And, I'm thinking like, okay, sweet. 42K a year, that was solid. It was stable. And I did have a, one team change. I started on one team, and then I moved to an order entry team that was a little bit different. And I had, I'd say, what I call a small promotion. They had a kind of a specialized team. Look, it was all customer service. Let's be real here. It was all order entry. And it literally was. It was just for some higher dollar accounts. It was still the same niche. Now here, customer service. My attitude now was, this is steady. Yeah, this is easy. But eventually, it wasn't fulfilling. So I was doing this for 6 years, customer service. And let me just speak some realness here with you right now, because, today's training video is about two things, attitude, and one more thing I want to talk about shortly here. Attitude. 6 years, I am punching away in the computer on SAP. A tone comes in the headset. You get like 3 seconds and then you're on the call. 6 years of that. And it was very stagnant. Let's be real. Again, at first, it's steady, it's easy, but it was super stagnant. And that's when my manager asked me at some point, like, hey man, what are your career goals here? This wasn't a performance review or something, your biannual meeting, like, hey, what are your next steps? Okay. They knew I had a college degree, good university. And I was lucky that this employer actually paid basically in full for an MBA, a Master's of Business Administration. That is a goal that I had wanted to achieve and was lucky that large company reimbursed for that MBA. But you don't need that. You don't need the MBA. You don't even need a bachelor's, et cetera, to do what we're talking about today. It was a good perk. It opens doors, absolutely, but you can have success regardless. I don't want you to worry about that again. So he asked me, what are your career goals here? And what I said was, I'm like, product management? Product management. Yes, that sounds important. I know that there's one other product manager in this office and he makes apparently good money, And what I thought at the time was like, pretty big money. I imagine like 60 some thousand, right? 60 some tongue twister, 60 some $1,000. I'm like, I think product manager makes that. So that's what I said. I'm like, product manager, I don't know, management. But I mean, what I was thinking was like, dude, I have no idea. Like, I don't know. I mean, all I know is this is stagnant. This is boring. I've been doing this for like 5-6 years now, man. I want to do more. Like I'm just punching away at a computer here. And that's not to say that, there's not good times, right? You're working with cool people, you make friends, etc. But I mean, we're talking about taking charge here. That's what I was thinking. I was like, dude, I want to do more. But I mean, if you've ever worked in an office, you know the game. You know the game. There's a balance, a touch and go of what you want to say versus what you actually say. So I did this. I took the jump, not literally. This is not, I've never been here, but I took the jump. Finally, after 6 years, I took the jump. I was like, dude, I want to do more. I want to be in control of my own income. I want to, again, attitude, right? Versus when I was working at Walmart, and we're going to break that down in a second, versus finally breaking out of that stagnation, kind of that frozen mindset. I'm like, this is what I do. This is what I do every day. I make okay money, but it's not really where I want to be. And I'm going to go into, how that was holding me down. So I took the jump. Folks, what we're centering on this year is what we call the E3 formula. It's very simple. It's educate, execute, and expand. This is my framework for you for building different revenue streams this year. That's my end goal, is for you to build multiple revenue streams. Why? Because there's only one of you. There's only so many hours of the day. But if you can almost, multiply yourself with the different revenue streams, ideally some that are semi-passive, that are making money while you're also doing something else that might require your time, that's the goal. And we're going to get into a little bit of what this entails, the E3 formula as we call it here shortly here. But now, this is what I want for you. Lean in for this, pay attention to this. If you're getting value in this video so far, can you definitely drop me a like? Really helps out. It shows me that you're getting value in videos like this and that you like being a team member here. And if you're not a team member, I definitely invite you to subscribe here. So now my attitude went from, remember, Walmart, I have plenty of time, I'm just doing this for the summer or whatever, to customer service, to like, well, yeah, this is pretty good money, 42,000 or whatever it was. That's pretty good. I can pay my bills, have the apartments, have car payments. Like, all right. And then, that light switch hit, like, dude, you've wanted to make more money for a while. So now the attitude change is I'm able to, and I deserve to control my own income. That is what you have to, I'm not even going to say sell yourself on, but really believe to the core. I'm able to, and I deserve to control my own income. Great, dude. Fantastic. When's a $5,000 course upsell that you're going to probably ask for? No, none of that. But I will tell you again, because you're probably skeptical. I get it, especially if this is the first time that you and I are meeting. I get it. Like, who am I, right? You're probably skeptical. So, how do I do that? Well, now we need to confront the trajectory of money. This is what I did, folks. This is what I did. What we're talking about today is basic frameworks of how to go from where you are to where you truly want to be. And I had to have a moment that said, like, dude, I'm not going to really get it here. What am I going to do? I'm going to be a product manager. Maybe I'll make 60. They may tell me like, well, you're getting there. You got to work a couple more years and we like what you're doing. Like, dude, like I'm trying to make like 100K. That's the title of this video. I'm not trying to even make 60, but I don't even know how I'm going to get 100 unless I'm a, senior global VP manager. I don't even know. And then I'm still playing the office game of the networking, the politics, what have you. So I had to come to terms with, if I want it now, if I want it faster, I got to take action, right? And actually confront the trajectory of money and what's not working. at least not in the roadmap and the speed that I want. So here, let's get into more of the E3 formula: educate, execute, and expand. So what I did was starting to look at different options, revenue streams. How can I accelerate my money? And I'll tell you this right now, you've probably heard this. I heard this back in the day. If you're watching this, if you're a college student, maybe a high school student, any age, it doesn't matter. Let me just let you in on a secret here. There's a whole lot of different ways to make 100,000, 250,000, whatever it is, other than being a doctor or a lawyer, folks. Like, boom. Can you drop a like on that? Like, eye opener, because maybe, I mean, you were like me, because like, that's what I kind of thought, back in the day. Like, I don't know who makes a lot of money, right? Like doctor, lawyer, or like, Mark Zuckerberg or like Elon, right? Like I can't even do that. It's untouchable. I had sold myself on like, I can't even do that. It seems so far away. And then number 2, attitude. I will be honest with you. I will say yes. I've never said this before. I'll be honest with you. I appreciate you being here. Attitude is what probably held me back from the money that I really wanted more than anything. More than anything. I could have made 100K 10 years ago. At 24, I am 34 now. Dude, there's 18, 17-year-olds making 3x that, but you got to start with attitude. And I've never said this before. Again, please drop a like on this video if you're appreciating this so far. But at that customer service job, and actually, let's just get into it because I know we do break this down. We'll get into this. I was going to tell you about the customer service. I'll tell you about that in a second. The attitude at Walmart was that of a follower, not forward thinking as far as future thinking. Dude, I wasn't thinking past the next week. Now, granted, look, I was 18, 19, 20, which is eons different than I am now, but it doesn't, if you're 18, 19, 17, whatever age, you're watching, any age, it doesn't matter. If you surround yourself with the right resources, people, trainers, mentors, etc., then you can get on this right path to success, money, whatever, to bettering yourself. But I didn't have that. I was just like, all right, 19-year-old, just, chilling, working at Walmart, doing the summer job thing, just like everyone else. And I had this mindset and this attitude of, massive success was so far reaching. Like I just said, a doctor, lawyer, I don't know, like a CEO of a company, makes real money. Oh, no, I'm 19 or whatever. Like that's so far reaching. I just didn't even understand. And I thought, there's plenty of time for that later. I don't need to worry about that. There's plenty of time to make some money. I'll tell you this from my experience, and like, I don't know, I'm still young, maybe, 34, cut me a break, maybe a little bit, right? But it depends who you ask. But, I got stuck in that rut of just like, there's plenty of time for that. Dude, like 25 sneaks up on you, 30 sneaks up on you, 35 is going to sneak up on me. It sneaks up on you. You got to take action. Carefree without direction. Again, and there's something to be said about living your life. I want, do your own thing. Like, who am I? I am just someone who, I'm not rich. I'm not a millionaire. I don't own 10 cars. I'm not one of those people standing on my mansion Oceanside trying to sell you a $10,000 course. That's not to say all those courses aren't without value, because I'm sure some are, absolutely. But I am telling you from personal experience what I've done to make this money and how you can do it too. Now, the customer service attitude, because again, we're documenting attitude, E3, action, and attitude. Those are our themes today, E3 and attitude. Now, in customer service, again, I was happy. I was making decent money, but I was really set in the predictability of it. I was like, yeah, this is good enough. I'm paying my bills. I'm set here. But as I think I alluded to, it slowly turned into monotony, and then apathy, and then resentment. Now I'll tell you that story, and I'm ashamed of this personally a little bit. Now, I'll get real with you again, that I still remember being in this office and being in the break room. And it got to that point where, again, it was cool at first, making decent money, but it's monotonous like none other over the years. And then it builds the apathy, and then eventually the resentment. Why aren't I making more money? Why don't I drive the car I want to drive? Why don't I live in the kind of place that I want to live? Why don't I just have more options? And it builds that resentment. You don't have to comment that, but if you agree, then you know. And there was a coworker in the break room with me. We're standing by the ice machine, and she's like, I don't know, I was really visibly showing a mood. I was just really, upset that day out of all of that, the resentment with money. And I think she said something in the lines of, it's your choice to choose, happiness and how you respond to things, which there's some very real truth in that years later. But I remember, I scoffed it off. I'm like, oh, forget that. I just kind of, gave a whiff to it because of that attitude. It's not the right attitude to have because I didn't have the direction. What's next? How do I get to where I want to be? And when you have no direction, when you don't even know where to start, when success seems only for those elites or what have you, it seems impossible, right? Unless you take action. Now, what I'm calling, sales, entrepreneurship, my next level up is I was actually following what, again, we're calling the E3 formula without knowing. So educate, execute, and expand. What this means is you find a revenue stream that is appealing to you, starting your own business, selling a product, a course, a service, anything. There's tons of different ways to make money. But before you jump into it, number one, you educate yourself on that. So I immersed myself, and I put sales here because that was my first venture. I was like, well, salespeople make good money. I can do it right now. So I dove into books, mentors. I sat with our leading salespeople on the sales floor. And I mean, if you know my story a little bit, you know that I bombed in sales. I took a jump, moved out to San Diego, loved it, but I didn't love the sales jobs that I got. But that's okay. Our next point here. One of the most powerful attitude changes that I've had is understanding that that's okay. Failure is expected. So my job now, if you don't know, again, it's my job to help you make money. I specialize in different side hustles. I just want you to make money in general. That's why we just basically talk about making money. Because again, I want to make as much money as possible. It's freedom, it's options for you, your family, etc. But now the big difference is I expect and welcome failure. So if I fail at something, like, dude, if you don't know, again, I'm just opening up wide open this morning for you to talk about failures, apparently. But I posted, I remember, because again, I do this full time here on YouTube, a video talking about, it's embarrassing. What would happen if I drank a smoothie every single day for 30 days? Because I was heavily inspired and motivated by a channel that I was watching that they tried like different quirky adventures and different experiences every day. So I was like, I want to try that. And it was an awful idea. It bombed. It had nothing to do with my channel. I eventually, deleted that video, but it was a failure. At least I tried it. It's the same thing as sales, educate. I executed on it, which is step number 2. Of course, you're doing it. And then if it works for you, that is the expansion. So once something gains traction, again, expansion, the third part of E3, educate, execute, expand. Once it gains traction, double and triple down on it. So I knew that I wanted to make 100,000, whatever the number is. I mean, frankly, now I'm trying to make 250,000 in a year. So I double, triple down on what's working. How do you know what's working? How do you learn what's working? Again, study best practices. All right. If again, sales, that's what you want to do. Do what I did. Books, ebooks, mentors, shadow with people in your company or different companies, whatever it may be. And if it's working for you, again, double down on that and expand on that. And another big attitude change is from Ed Milet, Entrepreneur, great podcast. He says, max out. And I have to tell you, when it comes to attitude changes, not just when it comes to business and money, this works. I'm telling you, it sounds, let me just take a step back here, right? Let's just take a sec, kind of reframe, do some jumping jacks, right? In the morning here or whenever you're watching this. I know it sounds like a lot. Like, dude, you're sounding like one of those like, hey, let's be successful. Let's make a lot of money. Like, and I get it. Like, if anyone was skeptical in those early years, it was me. So like, I get being skeptical anytime someone talks about success and money, because it always seems like, oh, what's the catch? This guy, right? But I'm simply documenting my journey of what's working here. And Ed, my let, says, max out. So trying to max out literally like everything I do. Working out at the gym, doing things that I don't want to do. For instance, there's a green smoothie sitting in that fridge over there, the athletic greens that I subscribe to, and you have to take it every day. There was a moment where, dude, I'm lazy. I'll tell you first, I'm lazy. So like I stopped taking the green smoothie. And then I thought like, dude, no. You have to get back in it. You have to, max out, be the best you can at everything. Because it just makes you feel good. It makes you feel good. If you prepare for a meeting or a presentation, you bike whenever, every 3 days, whenever you want to do it, you go to the gym, you're eating the healthier food, the green smoothie, because I don't like greens at all. So I need it, right? And you just feel good. And those are all little wins. Those are all little wins, I will tell you, that get you to where you want to be. So let me leave you with this. And folks, what we're going to do here, stay after the conclusion. I'm going to answer your questions in a Q&A talking about anything in the side hustle gig economy, anything that we talked about today, motivation, self-development. So get your questions right now. This is exclusive for the live stream. If you missed this, again, hit subscribe right now, hit remind on any live streams, and hit the bell so you know when I post videos and schedule streams like this. So get those money and side hustle questions ready. So I'll leave you with this. It's just like, are you in control? Are you in control of all of those factors? Your money, have you started at least thinking about the E3 formula? Educate on something, different revenue streams, executing on them, finding what works. Always be a student of the game, right? That's what I do. Always be a student of the game at the same time. Like for me, it's YouTube, right? I've been doing YouTube for 6 years, folks, and I still am just immersing myself in learning content every single day. And then expand, right? So for me, selling a course, I have a course, yourdrivermike.com. I have just videos in general. How can I make a video better? How can I get more value? How can I get someone to watch longer, right? And still providing value. How can I start a monthly subscription premium plan, which is our membership plan? And in fact, if you do want to go deeper with us, obligatory sales pitch, click that join button down below. If you can't see it, you're probably on mobile, go over to a laptop or computer so you can get exclusive content, emotes, different ways to stand out as well. There you go. And researching how to do that the best way possible. So folks, what I want you to do, get your questions ready. We're going to do a live Q&A for you. And what you can also do is I will leave a video. You can click or tap screen right here or here for another video as well. And I will see you in the next one.